chair, fellow speakers, and myself, because I am the guest, I know this. It's always quite an honour, really, to be invited to a club, to do an assessment of somebody that you've been part of for a number of years. I was part of Swindon for 5, 6 years? I can't remember now. However long it was, and then to come back, it was just very nice. So thank you for inviting me. Now let's get the 2 bits out of information out right now, because I think then we can start digesting it and we can move through it fairly quick. First of all, our very first speaker, I'd like to say that they've passed, and we will cover that. So hopefully just digest that for a second. But for our second speaker, I think I'd like to ask them to do it again. Now, while they're just getting, because we know when that's dropped on you, you don't think about anything else. So just while that's being digested, just do the assessment on the first one, and then we can move on to the second. So our first speaker came up. It's amazing stuff. Looking for our opening. We did have a little bit of an information gap there. We had a lot of information coming at us, but then eventually it came in, it's glass. It's boring, but it's glass. We got there. Now, as we go through, we see this speech developing. We get told lots of stuff about glass, how it's made, how it's produced, and everything else. As we're going through, there is a string that takes us from the beginning to the end. Then we even got, because I know the speaker loves being in the air, he even managed to get a little bit of an aeroplane story in there, which everyone had a bit of a smile about. But there was a little bit lost there about how we moved from the plain glass back to our normal track of back to the glass. But it did manage to get there. Didn't completely lose us, but it was nice. So there's a little bit of a learning point there, just to make it clearer, maybe. There was audience participation, because obviously lots of people were looking around. He was doing his lighthousing. Although that tended to be towards the front, perhaps this speaker would like to just bring it out around the room as well, a little bit more often. But it wasn't, these are just little nitpicky bits, because this was still a good speech, so let me just put that in now. We did like the breaking of the glass, because it obviously, we were kind of expecting it, because I think we all looked at that glass and went, that's disgusting glass. Who would drink out of something like that? So when he did smash it, we did actually think it was, a bonus to humanity, if it ever got left to somebody, like later on, like kids or something. Yes. So they did that bit. But no, that was great. It all came through on that one. There was references to the notes a few times, but it wasn't obvious. And we also put about the information that came over. It was a very interesting subject, and I think the speaker knew it could be quite boring, and with injecting it with information, humour, and personal experiences about being frozen in the cockpit, I think he got it over the line. What I will say, though, is that it could have been better, and what we would like to have done was, or would like to have heard, was a clearer definition as we went through at each stage. The information of where it was going in the future, the use of fibre optics, and all the other bits that was thrown out was good. It would have been nice if we had just seen a small, and again this is just a small criticism, a thicker line through the speech so we knew where it was going. But on the whole, we did say it was good enough for the A5, so congratulations to the speaker. The speaker did pass the A5. So congratulations.